Hello, beautiful. Welcome back to those that are returning. And hello, and thank you so much for clicking in to our special spot to all the newbies. Um, my name is Ta, and this is Talk Time with Ta. And this is basically a place for people that are curious about themselves, healing, um, things about our planet, universe, spirituality, and all the things. And today I'm in my feels. I feel deeply. I am a person that feels deeply, and for the last week, I've been going through this phase of understanding how I love myself and what kind of love I need from the people that I'm close to. And it's so ironic that that is what has been going on personally for me. And today we have this huge conjunction between the sun and Venus. So I want to ask you, do you know what kind of love you give to people and the type of love that you actually need? Like I really would like for you to like write that down for later because those questions literally took me down a rabbit hole. And I wanted to talk to you all a little bit about love. Love is so huge. I've tried to um, actually do a couple of episodes about love um, as a podcast, but it's so big that I just was like I don't know how to wrap up all of what I think about it into 30 minutes or less. But I wanted to speak to it from a conscious place, a place of like the healed love versus the wounded version of love. Because I feel like those are two very different versions of how we give and receive love. And it doesn't have to be just in a romantic sense, like your family, your close friends, the way you love yourself, right? Um, now, uh, with us having this energies that we're in right now, with all of these transits that's going on in Gemini, with us getting more of an understanding, more information coming through Neptune and Pisces at 29 degrees. I feel like there's an energetic calling to understand what has been working for us, how we love ourselves, how we don't love ourselves, how we let people um, treat us. Well, not necessarily that, because I feel like based on our perception, based on where we are personally, internally, is how life external from us shows up. So if we're not loving ourselves, if we're still haven't healed the wounds from childhood or past relationships, then we are just going to remain like in the cycle of allowing ourselves to experience the same thing over and over and over again. But I feel like right now there's probably more of us than not that are having these huge realizations about how we need to change the way we talk to ourselves, the way we treat ourselves. We may be realizing uh, the wounded parts of us that come from very early childhood things and what would bring us real joy at the core, like at our soul. And that's a beautiful place to be, I think. Even though when you tap into the wounds, they may take you into that shadow and having to break down what was needing to be healed and where the wounding come from and where the learned patterns of lack come from. And that can be a lonely, a dark space, but in order to get to the light, you got to go through the darkness. So I feel like it's worth it. And I'm only speaking from what I know, what I've been through. And I understand that most of my relationships, and I'm even thinking seriously, like the way I showed up in my family life, the way my interactions with my friends were, and definitely my romantic connections. Like I was showing up so wounded and such, the codependence was on 1,000. you know, I was looking for people to love me more than I loved myself. And led to these crazy expectations that made me have these huge, disappointing heartbreaks that were later revealed to me because I had to go into the darkness, to see the truth about myself. And now I'm able to love differently because I love me differently because I've healed. And I've gone through the whole forgiving others and myself. And so I am looking at the energies that we're experiencing right now as far as Chiron, the moon, um, the sun, Venus, and Mars, all of these planets going through Gemini, that Mercury energy of communication and but Jupiter also being there to be expounding and a higher level of communication, which is probably, if you're in your phase of healing and you are seeking healing, allow yourself to receive the truths. Practice love by being still and listening because God, the universe, the high power, whatever you call it, is offering us assistance right now because we are all going through a major shift this year. Um, I didn't come on here to talk for long. I just wanted to talk about this because I think this is absolutely a beautiful gift that we're giving right now to go deep and dark, to go higher and lighter. to have joy and harmony, and we're going to be in this energy for a while. It's not going to be a quick in and out. I believe it's going to be for some months, but I'm not an astrologer. I don't know 100% if what I'm saying is right. um, but I believe that we are going to be in this energy for a while. I'm putting a link down at the bottom for the planets today. It's giving us alignments. It shows you where all the planet transits are and the dates that they're effective, and you can zoom ahead and look at when the planets are changing. Also, astro.com is a great website too to see current transits. Um, so I encourage you to look into that. And I continue to say this, that if you, yes, prayer meditation is beautiful, but if you're on a journey of learning yourself a little bit more, look into astrology a little bit. For me, it's been a great tool of my the influences um, in my makeup, my blueprint, and they weren't newfound information. It was confirmation of what I know in my soul to be true. So I encourage you to look into astrology to get more of a breakdown of um, my last video I put up. I put some links in there, and also if you look into um, a little deeper playlist, there's some videos there that from people that do astrology, and also just their concepts on us understanding ourselves and the universe a little bit better. Check those out. And I always say this, and I'm going to probably say this in every video. Love yourself like only you can, and a part of that love for yourself is definitely to get to know who you really are, the true you. Because the confidence and the trust that comes from us taking time to get to know who we are and what truly is our heart's desire, what truly will give us joy and happiness, and what our real purpose in this life is so important. And so let's take advantage of this Venus illumination, this energy of love, loving ourselves first, so then that we can be more connected to all that is and attract what we really need into our lives. Um, and that's it. That's where I'm gonna leave it today. Um, if you are someone you think that, um, or if you know someone you think will benefit from um, this channel, sharing is caring. um, I love for you all to join and subscribe and give a thumbs up to the video so it can circulate a little bit more and get out there to the other curious ones. And the last thing I'm going to say is go back to the question I posed earlier. Do you know what kind of love you give and what kind of love you need? Not the love you want, but the kind of love your soul needs. And that could change with time. But do you know right now what you truly need to feel loved? If you want to share it in the comments, I love to hear it too. Um, but I'm going to go now. I love you and love yourselves like only you can. Until next time, peace.